Okay guys, now we're going to learn how to reverse engineer the head and arm choke through task-based games from side control. This is going to be a 5-phase game. Once again, you only graduate to the next phase. If you get the tap in phase 1, you can move to phase 2. If you get the tap in phase 2, you can move to phase 3 and so forth. If they escape in phase 1, then you reset at phase 1. If they escape in phase 2, you reset at phase 2 and so forth. Okay, so we're going to start in a full head and arm choke. So we have the head and the arm isolated. I have his shoulders pinned. I have the grip I want, which can vary. And when we say go, I'm trying to get the tap. He's trying to escape. If I get the tap, we move to phase 2. If he escapes, we start back at phase 1. Ready, go. All right, so again, if we get the tap in phase 1, we move to phase 2. Phase 2, he's just gonna roll up on his side. Like that. So my objective here is I have to kind of like use my shoulder to flatten him back down so I can get that head and arm choke. And one thing I like to do here is I add a secondary submission attack. And that's gonna be a modified rear naked choke. So if I have the head and arm here and I can't flatten him out, then a lot of times I'm gonna go for the head and arm rear naked choke here, which just means I'm gonna go for the squeeze here like this. So if I tap him either way before he escapes, we can move to phase 3. If he escapes, we'll start back at phase 2. All right, ready, go. Good. If I get the tap in phase 2, we're going to move to phase 3, which is going to be starting on the far side with the head and arm. All right. Now we've already added in the modified rear naked choke, so that continues from here forward. Right. I can do the head and arm or the modified rear naked choke. He's trying to escape. In escape, the coach, you just have to determine what that means and tell your people. So for me, it's just if he just gets the arm free, he's escaped, all right? At this point, that might change later. So we start here. My goal is to get to the other side and then finish a choke. His goal is escape. Ready, go. Good. And again, if he escapes in phase 3, reset. If I get the tap, we'll move on to phase 4. Phase 4 is just going to be starting in a side control position with the frame. Like this. And actually this game only has 4 phases. I said 5 earlier. This is a 4-phase game. So now my objective is to trap the head and arm and then go through the other phases. And because we're starting in crossbody without the head and arm here, his goal is first to escape crossbody. So if he gets like a half guard or something, okay, we'll say, okay, let's reset. He won. If he escapes in any way, he wins, right? Now, once I get him into the head and arm, then he's escaping the head and arm again. So if he escapes the head and arm, he wins and we'll reset. So phase 4 will look like this. Ready, go. All right. As the coaches, you guys, you can add or take away anything that you want from the game. Remember to meet your class's needs. As beginners, remember, make this more of a technical resistance. It's not about being explosive and it's not about how tough you are. It's about the techniques, okay? Now, you also don't want to be like just giving it to your partner. They have to work for it. Make sure they are working hard for it. And if you can get out technically, get out. This is how we reverse engineer a head and arm choke from side control through task-based games.